The hall, past those old pictures of family that went before us, the Marbles, the Caseys, the Fords, the Whitlocks, the Coxes, and the McLeans. Those are members of my family. And neighbor, by sitting with me here at Granny Marble's kitchen table, you become a member of our extended ag family. Because if you eat, you're involved in agriculture. Neighbor, let's take a look at ag weather across the region. We'll go from, say, Aspermont all the way down to Alice. Well, they're on the cap, or right below the cap at Aspermont. They started out today around 25. They'll hit 49 today under the sun and back to 25 tomorrow morning, 55 the high tomorrow, and 28 on Thursday morning. Let's check Llano. They started out at about 26. They'll hit 49 today under a mostly sunny sky, 25 tomorrow morning, Wednesday's high 55, and Thursday morning's low 28. Neighbor, let's check Pleasanton. That's the way the locals say it. Mostly sunny, 67 the high, 37 the low. Wednesday's high, 61 and 32, and Thursday's high, 65 under the sun with a low of 41. And neighbor, we finally made it to Alice. They were 40 this morning. They're going to be 71 today, 40 in the morning, 63 on Wednesday, 34 on Thursday morning with a sunny high on Thursday of 68. Neighbor, there's your ag weather. Use it to plan your field and pasture work accordingly. Neighbor, let's take a look at the Commodities of Ag Interest. Remember, it's just a snapshot of a price in time. Don't use it to make a trade. It's as close to the noon hour as we can get. March corn, 422 and a quarter, down 1 3/4. March beans, 1177 and a half, up 3. March Kansas City hard red winter wheat up 7 1/4 at 569 and 3/4. March number 2 cotton up 36, 75.03. February live cattle down 2 1/2, 113.07. March feeder cattle up 15, 140.75. February lean hogs up 67.50 at 66.35. March U.S. dollar index down 160 points, 90.49. January West Texas intermediate crude up 66, 47.65. Neighbor, while I work on our grains and cotton report and look for a livestock market operator or two that are pertinent to our area and the date, I'll let y'all travel up to Waco to talk to Carrie Martin from the Texas Farm Bureau Radio News Desk. Carrie, what's on your plate?
A big drop in U.S. cotton production. I'm Carrie Martin with Focus on Agriculture on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. USDA's monthly supply and demand report released Thursday morning was very friendly for the cotton market, reflecting the very poor year that many cotton farmers have had here in Texas.
This is a crop that just wasn't quite as good. That's a lot of the comments that we heard from producers along the way as we got into harvest.
That's Lance Honing with USDA's Statistics Service. He says USDA lowered the yield forecast by 61 pounds an acre down to 850 pounds.
That means we're now forecasting 15.9 million bales. That's down 6.7% from last month, or 1.14 million bales from last month's forecast.
That's one of the biggest November to December drops ever recorded for cotton. As a result, USDA lowered its ending stocks forecast and raised its average price forecast to 65 cents per pound. Here in Texas, cotton production now forecast at 5.2 million bales. That's 18% lower than last year. Yield is averaging 648 pounds per acre compared with 578 last year. Acreage harvested now stands at 3.85 million acres, down 27% from 2019. Of course, most of these numbers are a result of horrible drought conditions right here in Texas, where we grow nearly half of the nation's crop. Agriculture Department Deputy Economist Cindy Nickerson.
In large case, this set of changes is due to there being fewer planted acres, but also abandonment is up due largely to drought conditions.
Nickerson says most cotton states saw a drop in production this year, with two exceptions. Arkansas and Tennessee are expecting record high cotton production.
You're looking for soybeans that give you the yield you want. But when it comes to fighting your toughest weeds, you also need flexibility. Introducing Extend Flex soybeans. Elite genetics with triple tolerance to dicamba, glyphosate, and glufosinate. The yield you want, the choice you need. Learn more at extendflexsoy.com. Always read and follow IRM where applicable, grain marketing, and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
After my first car accident, I feared the biggest damage would be to my wallet. I expected a mountain of bills and a long, drawn-out process. But my Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent was there when I needed her and helped me get back on my feet and in my car in no time. Instead of a hassle, I got reassurance and a quick recovery.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to find an agent who's there when you need them most. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
I'm Kerry Martin on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Neighbor, my stomach is rumbling, and I know yours is too, because I heard it from across Granny Marble's kitchen table, and it's really loud because Granny Marble's got a big old kitchen table. Ken Jordan's got a great business. He sold in Mason yesterday. He'll continue to sell for the last time this year in San Sab on Thursday. Ken, let's deal with the matter at hand. How did Mason sell?
You bet, Larry. We had right at 1,700 head today. I thought overall the market opened this week with a very, very strong tone. Had a really choice offering of cattle, both in calves and yearlings. I thought overall stocker steers probably sold $3 to $5 higher. I had a group of 6 steers, weighed 387, brought 204 a pound, right at $787 on those. Had another group of 18 really choice red Angus steers, weighed 553 at $1.74. Those cattle dollared out, and they're going to be going to grass in May. They dollared out $962 and some change. I thought overall stocker heifers also sold $3 to higher, with 3 heifers weighing 460 at $1.82 on those, $837. I thought overall getting a bigger cattle, our feeder steers and heifers, they all sold steady from last week. Packer cows and bulls also steady. Pairs and bred cows sold steady too. Pretty well in limited test. We didn't have a lot of those days. But overall, a real strong market, moved rapidly through. Had lots of quality cattle today.
Good. Remind people about the goings-on for Thursday.
You bet. We got the Leachman stabilizer bull sale we'll start off with at 10 o'clock on Thursday. Got 75 of those choice bulls, most of them all black, be some reds too. Catalog's already up on our website and everything, and somebody's going to look at each one of the bulls. Also, we're going to have about 350 females. Got a real good string of about 130 Hereford heifers going to be there. Several strings of young 3-year-old and 4-year-old Angus cows that'll be there. Some Brangus cows, a real good set of second calf tiger stripe cows will also be there. And Larry, we got all those lists up on our website at jordancattle.com. Or if you want to, they can give us a call, area code 325-372-5159.
McCoys.com, McCoy's Building Supply. Still family owned, strong, growing, and relevant for our ag community. Farm and ranch panels and gates, field fencing, welded wire panels, barbed wire, and electric fencing. Shop online and find products and the store near you at McCoys.com. Neighbor, there's cattle in the alleyway at Abilene Livestock. Henry Pickett and I spoke earlier this morning. Henry, this is the last sale of the year, correct?
That's right. This will be the last one, and it's also going to be our wean sale in conjunction with our regular sale today.
Tell us what you got.
Last night we had about 700 cattle and about 100-something cows. We've got several consignments for our second wean calf sale. We've got 42 calves out of Hartzog Angus bulls, all had all their shots, been weaned over 65 days and are ready to go to work where somebody's got some groceries. And we've got another consignment of 37 calves. They've all been weaned and had all their shots in over 60 days. And they're out of Resource Angus bulls. And then we've got 4 or 5 other smaller consignments, and everything's been weaned over 45 days, castrated with a knife, and 2 rounds of shots ready to find a new home.
Good deal. Well, we'll try to get people there to make sure they've got houses to put them in. Tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
We can be reached at the cell barn at 325-673-7865, or my cell number is 940-733-8208.
We appreciate it, and we'll talk with you after the sale, Henry Pickett.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. I'm on the line with Julie from D&D. Julie, what do you want to tell us about today?
Well, I was going to let you know that we got all the cattle cubes you could possibly need, 12, 20, and 38% protein cubes for your cattle. We also got the Crete, Precon, and several other fantastic feeds for all the cattle needs.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
If you call me at 830-379-7340, I'd gladly pick up, or you can even come and see me in the store. I'd be glad to talk to you for a few minutes.
Neighbor, my cowboy crew has finished eating, so I'm going to send them over to Hallettsville. Kim Hagan needs help getting that sale going today. Kim Hagan, put them to work and make sure they work hard, and then tell us how the sale went last week.
The market was sure all right. It was pretty much steady to the week before. Might have been a few classes a little bit cheaper, but then the next class was a little bit higher. So it depends on what you had, but still the number one kind of kids are still way outselling the little planer types. But and we had a real good run last week. We had 32.84. Had about 350 cows on bulls on hand. They were pretty much steady to the week before. Kind of top end of the cows, kind of 53, 54. Didn't have any really big, good heavyweight bulls, but the bulls we had kind of ranged from 69 to 77. Our number one steer kids under 200 pounds, 155 to 205. Heifers, 142 to 185. 2 to 3 weight steers, 148 to 180. Heifers, 118 to 158. 3 to 4 weight steers, $148 to $2. Heifers, $122 to $155. 4 to 5 weight steers, $140 to $195. Heifers, $118 to $153. 5 to 6 weight steers, $122 to $165. Heifers, $112 to $133. 6 to 7 weight steers, $114 to $132. Heifers, $108 to $121. 7 to 8 weight steers, $105 to $121. Heifers, $102 to $114. That's kind of how it went.
What do you got under the barn for this week's sale? And it's going to be the last one, right?
Yes, this is our last sale tomorrow. Thinking we're going to have about 2,000. We're tagging 17 something right now. So, but we do have a couple pretty nice little consignments. We got 23 gray Brahman cows that are really nice. They're 8 and 9 year old cows, which ain't old for a Burma cow, but and they are bred to a Brahman bull. So somebody needs some gentle set of cows. Somebody needs some good, nice Burma cows. Need to come see us tomorrow. And we also have 20 black Brangus cows. They're kind of 7 to 9 year old cows, and they're bred to Brangus bulls. So we'll have a little bit of offering on some stocker cows on our last sale tomorrow.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
Hey, they just need to try us on my mobile, 361-293-4720. Or try Mike on his, 361-293-4949. We'd be to help with anything. We would also like to just kind of wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's, and stay safe.
All right. Y'all be careful. We'll talk to you. I'll probably give you a call next week just to see how this sale went.
That'd be good.
Appreciate you. I'm on the line with Sam from D&D. Sam, what do you want to tell us about today?
Larry, right now we're having a sale, huge blowout sale of 2096 Stay Tough deer wire for only $359.
How long does the sale go on, Sam?
It's going to go on for the end of the month or while supplies last.
Tell everybody how to contact you at D&D.
You can contact one of our friendly staff members at 830-379-7340.
Neighbor, when you hear Milk Cow Blues on a Tuesday, it's time to travel a bit down to Three Rivers, talk to Riley Rhodes from Live Oak Livestock Three Rivers. Now, Riley had a great sale this week, but I don't think he'll have one next week. He'll tell us here in a minute, but first he's going to tell us how they sold. Riley?
I went good. Ended the year on a good note. Ended up with 1,561 head. Market pretty much fully steady. Last week we had those wean calves, which brought a premium. So, but the regular sale looked like it was, pretty much steady with what it was last week. Handful of pairs brought from 750 up to 1,200. Some bred cows from 675 up to 1,125. They did take some money off the packer cows this week, 44 to 52 on your high-yielding cows. Breakers were 42 to 48, and your canners 18 up to 42. Packer bulls about steady, maybe a little bit cheaper, 74 to 78 on your high-yielding bulls, 60 to 74 on your low to medium-yielding bulls. The 2 to 3 weight choice steers, 140 to 172. Heifer mates, 132 to 146. 3 to 4 weight choice steers, 144 to 168. Heifer mates, 124 to 138. 4 to 5 weight choice steers, 140 to 158. And heifer mates 120 to 134. 5 to 6 weight choice steers 126 to 152. Heifer mates 118 to 132. The 6 to 7 weight choice steers 122 to 136. Heifer mates 112 to 126. And the 7 to 8 weight choice steers 114 to 126, and the heifer mates 104 to 116. So got along good. I thought ended the year on a good note. Now if we take a couple of weeks off, maybe get a little rain during the holidays, and everybody gets a fresh mindset, maybe we'll have a good start to the new year.
Good deal, and no sale this next Monday?
No, sir. We're closed until January the 4th. We'll be closed for 2 Mondays, and we'll be back open on January the 4th.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
361-813-6650 is the cell. 361-786-2553 is the office. Webpage, liveoaklivestock.com.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Larry.
Neighbor, many of us make a portion of our farm and ranch income from hunting, leases, and guided trips. We're talking about hunting on today's Texas Wildlife Radio Show.
Duck season forecast. I'm Jessica Dolmel with the Texas Wildlife Radio Show on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. Duck hunting season is now open across Texas. Kevin Cry, waterfowl program leader for the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, tells us drought is impacting hunting prospects in some areas.
In the high plains or the panhandle, it's very, very dry. We basically have almost no water available to them on the landscape. Ducks really haven't adapted to move into those urban environments like these geese have. And so there's just really not a lot of duck hunting opportunity right now in the high plains. It's definitely below normal. As you go south and east, conditions are quite a bit better. There's been some good rainfall throughout the rolling plains, the oaks and prairies. That landscape is dotted by nearly 1 million small ponds that those ducks spread out on. And they're pretty much full right now, those ponds. And so the birds are really starting to show up in those locations. Again, being that warm, winter period that we've had thus far, we had a really good push early in the fall, early October, and it's really kind of leveled out since then. And so we got a bunch of ducks north of us still. And so that's kind of good news in that respect, because as cold fronts come, we'll continue to get a good push and supply of birds coming from further north. As you go down to the Gulf Coast, those people that have good fresh water right now have had very, very good success in their first part of the season. It has been quite dry down there. A lot of the marshes have gotten a little more salty, and conditions are tough sometimes in that marsh environment when those salinities start to increase. Those that have good fresh water, a lot of individuals in that landscape spend a lot of time, money, and energy putting water on that landscape, pumping it up and things from the aquifer for waterfowl management. Those guys are having, for the most part, what we're hearing and some of the data we're collecting is record seasons.
That was Kevin Cry with the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department.
What's impressive about Pioneer corn product development? We're here in Ogle County, Illinois, with a piece of amazing technology. No, not the shovel. The technology I'm talking about is in the seed. It's the power of Pioneer brand Chrome products. A Pioneer sales rep is digging up this root ball to make a point. Chrome products represent incredible engineering. This technology works across more Pioneer germplasm than previous triple stack products. So you get this balance between protection and performance. Above and below ground defense with above and beyond results. Oh, here it is. Now this is what you want to see. Healthy roots. Chrome technology. Another thing that makes Pioneer, Pioneer. You'll hear more from me later. For now, let your local Pioneer sales representative hear from you.
For the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network, I'm Jessica Dolmel.
Neighbor, it is time to take a look at the grains and cotton report, courtesy of John Tuggle. Call 800-288-4453. Number 2 or better Milo through Corpus Christi in December. March plus 250, 1204. Progresso, $11. Yellow corn through Corpus in December. March plus 40, 464. We'll call Progresso $9. Hard red winter wheat through Corpus in December. March plus 70, 632 and a quarter. We'll call Houston March plus 95, 657 and a quarter. And we'll call Houston beans December, January delivery, that January contract plus a dime, 1179, 28,838 bale of Texas cotton sold yesterday. Average price was $71.43 by the hundredweight. Neighbor, that's it for this edition of my program. I call it Down on the Farm. They call me Larry Marble, and I call you my neighbor. Neighbor will call you back tomorrow morning for a big old heaping helping of Hop Sings Ag Breakfast about daylight. Hope to see you then.